What's going on, guys? I am Switters. Welcome back to the channel, and I've got a full comprehensive solo guide for you to do the Archon Easter egg. Everything should make complete sense. I'm going to give you some tips, some tricks. I'm going to show you the loadout to use, all of that. But first things first, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Do me a favor. It doesn't cost you anything. You check out the channel for a little bit. You see some videos, some live streams. You decide if you like it or not, and then you go from there. Okay, first things first. I use the combat shotgun. You can use the iron horn if you like. I think the combat shotgun is better. It's more powerful. It doesn't shoot as fast as the iron horn, but it's way more powerful, and it shoots fast enough. Another thing, you're going to want to stay around the spawn area until you have at least 8,500 points. That way you can open up. You have to go get 2 Pack-a-Punch parts right at the beginning here. You can see the 2 placards on either side of your screen right now. You're going to go to those locations, pick up the Pack-a-Punch parts, then come back to spawn. Let's show you where those are now. But again, 8,500 points or more. You can go at, as much as you like, but I just like to do it in spawn because it's way faster. First, I make my way over to the derailed train area, and then you're going to see this Pack-a-Punch part here on the top of the train. Just pick it up, and then we're going to turn around and head back over toward that other placard. Now, I'm going to show you the route that I take as well, because this will save you some points. You don't need to open up part of the map over by Speed Cola. You just come over this way. I always do this, shoot all the crystals you see on the ground, pick up salvage, pick up ammo. You need plenty of salvage. Something else that you really want to have. And again, just keep in mind the route I'm taking to get over to this next part. You're going to go past Quick Revive over here as well, which the first one is always free, so you can pick that up as well. You're going to want to either pick up Molotov cocktails off the ground or thermite grenades. I prefer thermites because, one, they're cheaper, and they just seem to pop up more often. So you can easily get them, and again, it's going to cost you less. So while you're over here, go ahead and grab Jug. And then you can jump up to this down plane wing here, and then get the second part to the Pack-a-Punch. Then we're heading back to Pack-a-Punch. You know where that is. So now we're back at spawn, and we're going to put in the Pack-a-Punch part. We're going to complete it. So we fix this, and then all of these zombies are going to come to life. Now, it's a little lockdown event. It's not that hard, but know that these guys are stronger than normal zombies on this early round. So these are not round 6 zombies. They take a bit more damage than that. They have a lot more health. So you can do it fine, no problem, but just be aware that they are a little bit stronger. And again, this is why I also recommend using the combat shotgun. It is stronger, and the fire rate is good enough that you can take these guys out. You'll know you've completed this lockdown once you see this giant flash of light. An altar will rise up from the ground in the middle of the Pack-a-Punch area. Just go ahead and interact with it once it tells you to interact, and then you're going to get a little mini cutscene with chord effects. We're going to skip that because it actually takes quite a while. If you have 5,000 points at this point, you can go ahead and Pack-a-Punch and then interact with the portal. If you don't, it's not that big a deal. You're going to go to the boss fight arena, but you're not going to be in the boss fight just yet. So you don't need this, but you're going to have to fight a couple of zombies here. Once you're in this boss fight arena and Chord Effects is talking to you, there's going to be this sound, and then you're going to get downed. Don't worry, there's nothing you can do to avoid it. You didn't do anything wrong. Everybody goes down. Don't worry, you just stay down for a little bit, and then you get sent back to the main map. So this is where the main Easter egg basically begins. There are these 3 obelisks around the map. This is the first one here, and I do recommend you do them in the order that I'm showing you here, and there's a very good reason for that, and I'll get to that in a little bit later. The first 2 you can kind of do in whatever order you want, really, but I would do it in this order. This one is, I think, the hardest one that we're at right now, and you want to do that first. And again, keep shooting these crystals to get all the salvage that you need. But in order to do that step, that obelisk there, first thing you need is a shovel, and you're going to get that in this area, which is right in front of the Quick Revive fountain. Next, before you start this step, I would strongly recommend that you get some armor. As much as if you can only afford 1 bar of armor, get that one. If you can afford 2 or more, go ahead and get that. You don't need to rush this, by the way. You don't have to be doing it on the earliest rounds possible. Just go ahead and get set up and take your time. Now you want to head back over to that obelisk area and look for dig spots. Usually it's the one right in front or one nearby. Just keep looking for them. Their red orb will come out like I got there. It'll go over to that wall, and then you're going to have to go over and interact with it, and then basically you've begun this step. There are 4 steps within this one step here, this trial, I should say. So there's 4 steps in this trial. Now what I do, you see me here, is because I'm playing solo, so this is for solo people. I take the zombie way far away, and then I run back over here because you're going to need to write down 3 symbols, or at least memorize them. So the symbols are going to pop up. in random order. Take note of them. You can write them down, whatever it takes for you to remember them, then remember them. Now, you don't want to flip the round, so you don't want to kill this zombie. That's why I'm running around and I'm taking my time. There is a timer, by the way, on the left-hand side of your screen, just below your mini-map, so stay conscious of that. Now, I've got Ether Shroud. You want to have that on your class. You could have stun mines. You could have decoys, something like that to slow the zombies down. But I do it, like I just said, I try to do it at the end of the round with one zombie left so he doesn't get me down. It will happen sometimes. Don't panic. You'll be all right. After you finish doing the symbols, you get another challenge, basically, to do. Look under your minimap. It'll tell you exactly what it is. Some of them, it could be a number of different things. You could take damage from moving. Sometimes you're not allowed to damage the zombies at all. Sometimes it's, again, just look under your minimap. There's a lot of different things that it can be, but you don't want to be running around taking damage without you even realizing it, if that's part of your challenge. The other thing is you can't go too far away from the obelisk. If you do, don't worry, you won't just fail immediately, but it will tell you you have to turn around and get back toward the obelisk. So stay close to them every time you're doing one of these challenges. That's phase 1. There's 2 more phases to go of the same step, and then there's a final phase after that. But remember, you can go get more armor in between these. You don't have to just do it right away. And you also probably will have flipped around while you're doing this, so make sure you get to the end of the round again so there's not too many zombies while you're trying to complete this challenge. The second and third rounds are exactly the same as the first, except you'll get 4 symbols that you need to memorize or write down. And then for the next one after that, you'll have 5 symbols. But again, also remember, after you do these symbols, there is a secondary challenge. So make sure you're not just running around without paying attention. Look under your minimap, see what your challenge is, and then do that. And then there's one final thing to go after that. After you complete all 3 rounds of the symbol steps, you go back up to the obelisks, interact with it, and now these circles will be on the ground. You have to basically make 5 of them disappear if you're playing solo, okay? So what you want to do is just basically run from one side to here, run all the way to the others. There will be zombie spawns, and you're not allowed to kill them. So just run from one side to the other, get them done. You've got plenty of time. I think for this you got like a minute and a half. All you need to get is 5 of them if you're playing solo. And again, one side all the way to the other. Then go back all the way to the other side. You can see how long it takes for the zombies to get to you. Don't forget you have Ether Shroud to use as well, so if you're getting low on health, you run out of armor, whatever, click that. Anyway, that's that. The obelisk will give you some rewards. Go ahead and pick those up, and then we're moving on to the next one. The next challenge we're going to do is over by Quick Revive, and we're going to get the shield as a reward. There are crystals along this map, up on the upper shelf of this cliff. There's only 3 places they can be. One is what I just shot there. Here's the second one where mine turns out to be. The third one is directly behind you from there on the opposite wall, to my left right now. So the orb will flow over to this wall. There are going to be 3 parts that you have to go find throughout the map. The first body part that you're going to get is going to be in the far back left of the derailed train. It's always in the same dig spot, okay? Always there, and then you're basically just going to go all the way back to where you had the orb in the wall, and you're going to deposit this body part into the wall, and then we're going to go get something else. There are never-ending waves of these red zombies. Some of them are exploding zombies, some of them are regular zombies, but just keep this in mind. You cannot run while you have one of these parts. You can only walk, so just keep that in mind. Have your shotgun up and ready to go. You bring that one back, deposit it into the wall, and the next part we're going to go get is in the bazaar area on the 2nd story, right across from Deadshot Daiquiri. There's Deadshot, and that's the part that we're looking for right there. Again, grab it and bring it back to the wall where the orb is and deposit it there. Where I am here is Speed Cola is directly behind me right now. And this is your final body part, exactly opposite where Speed Cola is. You can see Speed Cola in the background right there. That's where it is, though. And again, just bring this back to the orb at the wall and deposit the final part. Once you put that third and final part back, you're going to get the shield for you. It's going to drop down from its place in the crystals. Now, again, you don't have to do those. You don't have to pick up those 3 parts in the exact order that I did. It's just the order I always choose to do. So now go pick up your shield, and then you're going to head over to the obelisk and interact with it to start this next phase of this trial. There's going to be 3 siphon cores that spawn into the map. All you need to do is bash them like that. switch out to your weapon. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just be close to that siphon core, the broken siphon core, and pick up the demon blood from it. Now, your shield recharges every 30 seconds. So it doesn't take you too long, but this is timed. Again, look under your mini-map to the top left there, and you can see how much time you have. It is timed. Just be aware of it. You have this one here to do, and there's one right next to the jug fountain as well that you have to do. Something else you need to keep in mind is when you have the chalice out for the demon blood that you pick up here, you do not have a weapon, and if you drop this, you're going to have to reset, wait for your shield to charge again, and all that. So just be mindful. Pick your alley that you're going over to the fountain with. Don't have a bunch of zombies in your way because you can't fight them. You're just going to have to run around them, okay? Again, the third and final one is over by Jug. Just go ahead and shield bash it, fill up your chalice, and then bring it back to the fountain and deposit it in there. White light flashes and rewards. That's that trial done. Now we only have one more to go. Now here's why you want to buy this weapon here, by the way. So swap out your shield. You're going to leave your shield on the ground over there. It will still be there later. Don't worry, you're going to come back and get it. You're not done with your shield yet, but it will be on the ground right where you left it back there. The reason why you want this gun is you have to give, for this next trial, you have to swap out a pack-a-punch weapon. You have to give it up. It's going to be gone. You're going to give them your shotgun. So I have my shield here. I realize I have to go pick up my shotgun. I actually switched out the wrong weapon. You need to swap out your shield. Go make sure you have the shotgun that you started the game with. Make sure it's at least pack-a-punched one time, and then buy this weapon off the wall. At this point in the game, it will be double papped for, or at least single papped for you already. But if you do it a little bit later in the rounds, it will be double papped, and it costs you a little bit less to do it this way. So it's a good idea to do that. But again, we're going to give up our shotgun a little bit later. The reason why we're giving up our shotgun is in the boss fight, shotguns are no good whatsoever. No good. Don't use it. Don't even try. If you mess up and you find yourself in the boss fight with your shotgun, there is a bar there. It'll be, I believe, a double papped bar that you can buy, a wall buy in there. But there's not a ton of ammo in it, and you need a lot of ammo. You can definitely do it. I've done it. It just takes a lot of extra time. Here's where you need at least 3 Molotovs or thermites. I highly recommend having thermites, but have more than 3, okay? Because we're going to use one of them, at least one of them, on. We're going to have kind of a mini boss fight here, okay? This next step is in the derailed train area. The first torch you have to light is right there. That's worth one of your thermites. Just throw it at the base of the torch that you see. Second one there. Third one right here. Again, throw it at the base, and the flames that come up off of it will light it. Now, this is the part where you have to give up a pack-a-punch weapon, so make sure you have your shotgun out. You want to get rid of your shotgun. Run up to the orb. It's demanding a sacrifice. You give it that. Now you have your LMG that we bought earlier, and you're good to go. If you can have this double pap by now, all the better. But you've got bad guy right here. He has a lot of health, as you can see. If you have another thermite, throw it on him, stick it to him, and when you run out of ammo here, do what I just did there, pop your ether shroud, and just keep wailing away, and you can take this guy out fairly quickly. If you don't, he's got a ton of health. Do not let him hit you. He will one-hit down you. There goes the thermite, and he's just about done. Boom, there he goes. He's got a lot of health, guys. Trust me. You don't want to mess around with him too much. Now, after that little fight that I just had with him, before I decided to start the next phase of that trial, I was out of armor, so go get yourself more armor. If you have the time to do it, go do it. It's definitely worth it. Keep your armor full, because this is going to get a little bit nuts up here now. Now what you need to do is, where that orb spawned in, you'll find this floating rock. You need to interact with it. You need to switch over to Ring of Fire. And then what you're going to have to do, you have to do this, by the way, so we need to get rid of our Ether Shroud now. It's not going to do us any good. You cannot complete this next step without Ring of Fire. So what you're going to have to do is get to that obelisk that's on top of the train and get kills near it. Now that you have your Ring of Fire, go to the top of the train, and you're going to interact with this obelisk. You stay on top of the train, okay? Stay up here. Zombies are with the red auras around them are going to come attack you. You need to get about 4 to 5 kills near this obelisk while you are on top of this train, and then you will get a full power. grab that full power. There are 4 different obelisks. We're going to have to go fill them all up. But get kills around here. Wait for the full power to spawn in. As soon as it does, grab it and then run to one of the obelisks. As soon as you get to the obelisk, pop your ring of fire and just get kills. You're waiting to create this red beam going from your obelisk to the top of the train obelisk. Once you have that, go ahead and leave the area, go back to the top of the train, and work on getting your next full power. And you're going to do this 3 more times. And remember, this is a timed event, so you've got to be reasonably quick. It gives you a fair amount of time, but you can see here, I'm coming down to the last 10 seconds, and I'm just going to make it. So be aware, they make it a little bit difficult on you, but once you get more familiar with it, you'll be alright. But we just get that final red beam to go, and then you know you've passed because you get that white explosion across your screen and all of your rewards. And now, basically, we are ready to go into the boss fight. Before heading into the boss fight, make sure you're double papped, make sure you've got all the equipment you want. You don't need any tacticals, by the way, because you're going to be picking up these red rocks in a little bit. I'll explain it when we get there, don't worry. But you want your shield and your at least double papped LMG that we have, and then we're off to the boss fight. You bring any other lethals that you want. I don't think you really need them, but it's up to you. There are 3 waves to the boss fight. Now I'm going to give you a big tip here. Anytime you don't have your gun out and you're trying to shoot him, the first attack he sends at you is summoning zombies. Bring out your shield, train up the zombies a little bit, get them all fairly close together, and then shield bash, and you can take them all out with 1 smash of the shield. You're not even going to have to shoot zombies throughout this entire boss fight. The next wave of attack, and by the way, have your shield out. You definitely want to have your shield out. If you're not shooting him, have your shield out, because those red balls that, right there, that nearly hit me, it does some damage, but if you have your shield out, it seems to do less damage. So have your shield out if you're not shooting him. But other than that, he'll stay still for you, just like you see here. Shoot at his forehead. There's a red circle there. It's his 3rd eye. Just lay into that eye when you have the chance to. You need to run away from these red balls or the lightning, just do that. Other than that, make sure you're reloaded, have your shield up when you're not shooting, and then just lay into that 3rd eye, and this entire first round goes like that. He has a lot of health, so just take your time. Do not rush this boss fight. You'll be fine. Take your time, reload. There's a lot of armor and ammo drops on the ground when you kill the zombies, so make sure you're running over those and picking them up. There is a ammunition box in the boss fight arena, and then between each phase, between phase 1 and 2, and then between phase 2 and 3, new areas open up. You can go pack a punch if you have the money for it. You can use a crafting table, and you can go just buy any of those things that you might need right there. You see it. The 2nd and 3rd phases of this boss fight are identical. So everything that I'm telling you now applies for the 2nd phase and 3rd phase. This is after you've shot his 3rd eye on his forehead, and now you're going for his 2 actual eyes, I guess. So now you'll see these red crystals on the ground. They shoot them, and you will find a red rock inside. Pick it up, throw it into one of these purple plants. That's going to give you a blue rock in the end you see there. You can do more than one at a time, and I definitely recommend doing it because it takes like about 20 or 30 seconds for it to produce a blue rock. But then all you do is throw it one of these floating rocks in the sky. Again, if you're doing solo, that will take the shield down that you see here around him, that yellow shield. He's going to lean in forward just like that and just shoot one of his eyes. If you have your Ring of Fire ready, go ahead and pop it. You'll do more damage. You're probably, in this entire boss fight, will only have your Ring of Fire available 2, maybe 3 times. If you're actually shooting the zombies instead of smashing them with your shield, you might get it a 3rd time. Other than that, you're only going to get it twice, so you're not going to rely on it, but you've got it and use it when you can. And again, if you're not shooting the boss, you want to have your shield out. The zombies come around, you just smash the ground, kill them all, shoot more crystals, take the red ones, throw them into the purple flowers, get blue crystals from them, just rinse and repeat, and that's really all there is to it, guys. That's the entire boss fight. You'll get through this no problem. I trust you. I think if you follow the steps that I laid out here, it's a really great way to get everything done. You should be set up, no problem. Just follow all those steps, and you'll be good to go. Just keep at it if you don't get it the first time. It's all right if you go down and die in the boss fight or before you get there. It's fine. Just keep trying. You'll be fine. You can definitely do it. By the way, This is my first full-length Easter egg guide, so I would greatly appreciate it if you could drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I was going to say I'll see you in the next guide soon, but we're not getting any more zombies for at least another year, so probably no more guides coming for quite a while. But I'll see you in a stream or a video very soon. Take care, guys. Have a great day.